All right. So like I said, first thing we're going to do is watch this trailer. All right. The Age of Disclosure. Again, it just premiered at South by Southwest. Reviews are in. But this is what they saw, this movie. So buckle up.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not human. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A one-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I was recruited to a highly sensitive government program that investigated unidentified aerial phenomenon.
For over 16 years, on behalf of the U.S. government, I worked as a senior intelligence official on the unidentified aerial phenomenon topic.
We learned that the U.S. government was involved in a long-running secret war with other nations to collect and reverse engineer vehicles not made by humans.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
It's rotating. There's a whole fleet of them.
The first country that cracks the code on this technology will be the leader for years to come.
China has established its own version of a UAP task force.
You think for a second that they wouldn't consider using it to achieve their ends of domination?
This is similar to the Manhattan Project. This is the atomic weapon on steroids.
This is so secret, very, very few people in our entire government have been allowed access to it.
Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis. But that begins to ramp out of control.
It's not acceptable to have secret parts of government that no one ever sees.
You better be careful about a government that doesn't trust its people, because there's no telling what they'll pull on you.
This is the biggest discovery in human history.
You had information being locked away that could change the trajectory for species.
It has so many beneficial impacts, including clean energy.
We should have disclosure today. We should have disclosure tomorrow. The time has come.
What else you want to know?
Coming soon. So right there, you can see on the screen, Dan Farah, produced and directed by, he's the main man who put this film together. And then we've got one of the executive producers, Colin Frederick. You see that there? Colin Frederick actually, I did a trailer reaction when the trailer first came out, and I did a video about it. He came and commented, and that was really cool. Came and said how excited he was for us to see it and how hard they worked on the film. And so shout out to Colin if he's watching, or any of the team from Age of Disclosure. Great job, y'all. That trailer is thick. I may be a pretty skeptical person, but I'm also human. And that trailer looks amazing. And they put a lot of hard work into it. And I'm always open for these kind of things. In fact, I look forward to things like that. I like documentaries and about this. And again, this potentially has the capability to become the quintessential one. And I think that's what they accomplished, y'all, if I'm being honest. Based off of the reviews that I read. I already read a bunch of the reviews. There's a bunch out. I mean, in big publications, okay? Variety, Hollywood Reporter, more. So we're going to dive into all of that. What I really learned from a lot of it is whether you believe or don't believe, this is an exciting documentary. And you might walk away thinking, okay, this is crazy. But if you're really into the topic, you might not learn anything new per se, but the way this information has been packaged has never been done. So that in and of itself is new, no matter what anybody says. If you say, oh, there's nothing new here, well, there is. You're just not looking at it from the right angle. You may not like that it's new or whatever, but it is a new packaging of all of this. Not that many, former government officials have gone on the record all together in one piece, right? And that was the goal of Dan Farrar. That's what he said. He was trying to present the base facts in a nice, cohesive, well-polished looking, documentary. And some of you might say, oh my God, Pat, they're Hollywood. They just come in, they add this music and whatever, and it's just that's it. That's supposed to be the thing. Well, you have to understand that there's a lot of people that aren't into this topic, that people are trying to get into this topic. And that's one way to reach them, with a nice, polished, documentary that they're going to want to watch. I mean, if you send them some of the ones I've seen on like Amazon Prime or even YouTube that are just like horribly put together, but it has actual facts in it, people don't watch it. I'm sorry, but how you present the message matters, whether you like it or not. That's just the truth of human psychology. So to put something together like this and then premiere it at South by, which has never happened, right? All of a sudden, it's got an air of credibility to it, right? To at least watch it, right? If you send this to one of your family or friends or coworker, someone you want to be interested in the topic like yourself, or they're asking you questions, this is one of those pieces you can send. This is the documentary you can send, and then they'll watch and go, I mean, they may not agree with what's in it, but it's well put together. No one's going to be like, oh yeah, what a piece of crap documentary, So I'm hyped for it. I do want to see it. I will say, full transparency, I had an opportunity to go down to Austin. I've got a lot of history in Austin. I used to work South by Southwest for many years with my food truck and catering business. I have a lot of contacts, friends. So I did. I could have gone to see the movie down there, but I didn't want to, because I don't know when the film's coming out, and I can't just hang on to that information. You know what I mean? I can't just hang on to what was said in it and not say anything. I'm not good with that. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. So I would have been just bad news for me. Because the truth is, this film, it may take a while to get out. So let's get to that. How are you going to be able to see this film, right? You know what? While I explain some of this, I'm going to share some stuff here. I'll click on some of these pictures as I talk. You can see, they're on the red carpet. Essentially, there's Gary Nolan. You know what? Let's go further. So you won't be able to see the film. The truth is, nobody knows, because they're trying to get distribution for the film. So this is part of the process. You premiered it South by, and it could go to other festivals, and you basically just try to secure a distribution deal, right? And domestic distribution, meaning the United States, and then international distribution, right? Which is everything outside of the United States. And there's even, multiple international deals, right? It's not like there's one global international deal, there's multiple. So there's a lot here, and they're trying to get this out. It could go to Netflix. It could go to Amazon Prime. Like, they could buy it, maybe Hulu, who knows? Or it could even go to the theaters, y'all, which would be crazy. Not many documentaries go to the theaters, and definitely not UFO documentaries. So, but this has that kind of potential, right? If you were to tell me this was going to theaters, I wouldn't bat an eye. And there's not really any other UFO documentaries I would say that about, right? Maybe The Phenomenon, James Fox's, film, which is a phenomenal film. But this could go to the theater. So we don't know when it's coming out, y'all. Have no idea. Anyone telling you otherwise, when the film is coming, they're lying. Nobody knows. They literally have not secured a distribution deal. So there's no way that there's any release date. This just isn't. And I'll be honest, it could be anywhere from 6 months, buckle up, to 2 years. Okay. It could take over a year for this to come out. Essentially, this happens a lot. Things premiere at festivals, and then it takes a long time to come out to the public, right? So I'm not trying to alarm anybody. I'm just saying it could be by summer, it could be the fall, but it could very well be this time next year or even further. It just depends what kind of deals they get and if it goes to theaters. If it's just straight to streaming, it definitely will be a quicker turnaround. But if it goes to like Netflix or something, let's say they buy it, they have to translate it into all these languages, put it into the release calendar, right? And then there's other factors in play for what date they put it in. So hopefully it comes out by, let's say, summer or, end of the year. Clearly it's got an air of like relevance now. And the further it gets away from now, the less, the more out of date it becomes.